Thankers. Hello. Welcome to Thinking Game Trivia with me, Quizmaster Jack. We're here on lucky week 13 in 2025 of Buzzwords, pop culture, and sports offerings. We're going to play through the pop culture first. See how it goes. You can tell I'm recording at a little bit of a different time because it's much brighter in here. All that sun getting in the way. Let's see if the sun shines on these questions.
After Jules Rivera took over this strip in 2020, the protagonist's rival, Kelly Welly, became an Instagram star with they-them pronouns. Its protagonist and his wife Cherry live in the Lost Forest.
Cherry.
Exploding boats are a hallmark of...
Is this Hagar the Horrible? Oh, Mark Trail. Okay. I mean, I probably was going to get that. Hagar's wife is Helga. I'm not sure I would have gotten a Mark Trail question, even if it went to the giveaway.
In this film, Liam Neeson plays an impresario who murders his no-limbed performer. James Franco's character asks, "First time?" while smiling with a noose around his neck in this film's...
It's the Ballad of Buster Scruggs? Woo! Got it all! That's gonna trip some people up, I think. That's a lot of nouns to remember for a title. 3 full nouns of value for the price of 1.
This streaming service launched in July 2020, several years after its predecessor CISO shut down. In the US, the show We Are Lady Parts was released by this streamer, whose original content includes Poker Face.
That's a Peacock. CISO was Peacock before Peacock? I didn't know that. I only knew about CISO because of my brother and me. Because they put their TV show on there. And they make fun of it all the time on their podcast.
The first verse of this hit song mentions the enchanted gold armor of Achilles. The admission, "I've been reading books of old, the legends and the myths," is sung by Chris Martin to start both verses of, for 10 points, what 2017 hit, a pop EDM collaboration between Coldplay and the Chainsmokers.
Couldn't name just a Coldplay song, huh? I don't know if this is a thing. Nope. It's not something just like this. Never heard of that.
This game's playable characters include Gina, Gus, Axel, and the bucket hat-wearing BD Joe. Bad Religion and The Offspring soundtracked this 1999 game, which features Tower Records and Pizza Hut among its customers' destinations.
Crazy Taxi then? Hope it's Crazy Taxi. Okay. If it wasn't Crazy Taxi, I wasn't going to know what it was. Yeah, like the Tony Hawk soundtrack is much more ingrained. Crazy Taxi, like you could play it a couple of times and get a sense for it, but I didn't really feel like that was a very deep game. I think people played Tony Hawk more, so that soundtrack got a lot more into people's heads.
While making this film, the male lead's method techniques included throwing a wine glass and saying the name John Cazale. This film ends as Joanna leaves to tell Billy he can continue to live with Ted, his father. For 10 points,
Ted.
what film stars Meryl Streep and Dustin Hoffman as a...
Kramer versus Kramer. Never actually seen that, I think. If I had seen it, I was very young. I do not remember anything about that movie.
RCA signed this band in a bidding war over their EP The Modern Age, whose tracks, including Barely Legal, all later appeared.
Isn't that the Strokes? What was the Strokes? They said Barely Legal. That's like the album of the Strokes that I listened to. It's a good album. It's got Last Night on it, I think. I was wrong. Barely Legal is a song that's on This Is It, which is the album that has Last Night. Last Night slaps. That's a song right there.
In 2003, this man was forced to leave Iraq after he revealed details of an army operation by drawing a map in the sand on live TV. He hosted a 1986 special at a Chicago hotel.
It's Geraldo Rivera? That's his name. I don't know what I didn't need to put Geraldo in there. They're going to talk about Al Capone's vault. As the Simpsons have always taught us, there was nothing in Al Capone's vault, but it wasn't Geraldo's fault.
In French, this object is known as the fou, or jester, while in Spanish it is called the alfil. In a Staunton set, this object has a long diagonal groove. This game piece is initially placed next to either the king or queen. For 10 points, name this chess piece that can only move
Oh, okay. Glad I waited on that. I was on playing cards for a while. Thinking fou was just Joker, but that was way too obvious for an early clue. Not, I would have been way too many points.
In this movie, Mitch's son is played by Jake Gyllenhaal in his film debut. An actor did one-armed push-ups on stage after winning an Oscar for playing Curly in this film.
Oh,
Jack Palance and...
It's City Slickers, right? Did he win an Oscar for that? Oh, I don't know. I don't have anything else. It was City Slickers. Okay. Whew. Well, rough start on Mark Trail. Maybe I would have gotten. I don't know. Clearly would never have gotten that Coldplay and Chainsmokers song, but did pretty well on everything else to get to triple digits. Got a 113 on Lucky Week 13. Sorry to all the Triskaidekaphobes out there. All right, here we are. 10 questions about sports now.
In 2006, this man led the NFL in receiving, playing alongside his former college teammate. In 2005, he made a checklist evaluating defensive backs who covered him, displeasing coach Marvin Lewis. For 10 points, what wide receiver for the Bengals?
Chad Ochocinco? Okay. I think it was Ochocinco at the time.
This country is where a line of stickers called SO Power Players was released. In the 1980s, this country was primarily where Donruss cards were branded as Leaf. Topps' brand O-Pee-Chee is largely sold in, for 10 points, what country, where Upper Deck makes cards in conjunction with Tim Hortons?
Oh. That was a question for some very particular baseball card nerds. I had my share of baseball cards and was a little nerdy about them, but I would have to go another level in order to know about the Canadian baseball cards.
In this man's first year as manager, his team set a since-broken MLB record with 28 players going on the IL. This man, who was born in Okinawa, managed a team that beat the Rays in the World Series during the 2020 COVID pandemic. For 10 points, since 2015, who has managed the Los Angeles?
It is Dave Roberts. Creator of one of the most famous stolen bases in history. Turned around the Red Sox.
In 1979, a player on this team named Chris Ford made the first three-pointer in NBA history.
Oh.
The fate of a forward this team drafted in 1986 led to lefty Drizel resigning as Maryland's coach. Len Bias died 2 days after being drafted by, for 10 points, what NBA team, then led by GM Red Auerbach?
Okay.
From 1988 to 2007, this event used Rebound Ace surfaces, which some players claimed got too sticky in heat. This event, which before 1988 was played on grass, is held at a venue that includes Margaret Court Arena. For 10 points, what grand...
I think it's the Australian Open. Yeah, because Margaret Court was Australian. I can name at least one very famous Australian tennis player. And then there's another Gulagog. Margaret Court was the owner of the most singles titles in tennis history. A woman named Court was very good on the court. Some nominative determinism.
This team began and ended the 1970s with Dave LaRoche in its bullpen.
Dave LaRoche.
This team's rotation supposedly included 2 days of crying after Frank Tanana and a man who threw 4 no-hitters for this team. Nolan Ryan's 383 strikeout season came with, for 10
who was
points,
he with? Was
what
it the
AL team in Southern California?
Okay. Couldn't remember if that's when he was with the Rangers or the Angels.
This word names a company that in 1970 signed a soccer player to a massive sponsorship, breaking the so-called Pele Pact. Mexico's Clásico Capitalino is between America and a club nicknamed for this animal called Unam. For 10 points, what big cat names an apparel company that split with Adidas?
Oh, so Puma. This giveaway. Apparel company, Big Cat, go. What's your answer?
In the 1950s, this club's players included Roger Byrne and Eddie Coleman, two of the Busby Babes who died in the 1958 Munich air disaster. This club's class of '92 included Gary Neville and David Beckham. Alex Ferguson managed
The Manchester United. Okay. They said Alex Ferguson. Like David Beckham has played for a lot of teams. Maybe he only played for Man U when he was in the Premiership League, but I didn't know. Alex Ferguson's pretty famous as a Man U manager, though.
This man missed a season due to a foot injury he suffered while guarding LeBron James in a Pro-Am game.
Yeah, that'll do it.
He missed part of the 2024-2025 season with an iliac fracture to his hip. Isaiah Hartenstein plays in a front court alongside, for 10 points, what 7'1" big man for the Oklahoma City Thunder?
I don't know who the big man on the... maybe it's Harden? Chet Holmgren. That's a name that I know, but I would never answer.
This man is the reigning Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award winner. Jax Ulbrich pretended to be Mickey Loomis to call this man after he slid in the NFL draft, supposedly because...
It's got to be Shedeur Sanders then. Prank calling Shedeur Sanders, that sucked. That was a bad thing to do to Shedeur Sanders. Stealing his number to prank call for like some YouTube clout or some social media clout. That was really a terrible thing to do. I think there was other people that got prank called too, but that's just, you got to be a special kind of asshole to do something like that. On that note, thanks for watching. It was week 13. Triple digits in both. I feel like we haven't done that for a while. If you want to play these questions or the like yourself, you can head on over to naqt.com/buzzword to check them out. I'm here on this channel, Thinking Game Trivia, at TG Trivia. You could help me out and like the videos, put some comments down there, subscribe to the channel. Just check out my stuff. There's so much trivia on here. I should do the math at some point to figure out how many trivia questions I've answered on this channel. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot. And more to come. Like next week when we'll see you back here when I play more Buzzword. We'll see you then. Ta-ta for now.